The day is August 21st, 1992. Federal agents surround Randy Weaver's remote home near Ruby Ridge, Idaho, with orders to shoot on sight. Both Randy Weaver and the federal agents did not know it, but the following events would become one of the most infamous standoffs in American law enforcement history. And at the center of it all was the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. So who is the ATF? The ATF originated from the Office of Internal Revenue, created in 1862 to fund the Civil War through excise taxes. As illegal alcohol production rose, the office shifted into a crime-fighting unit. In 1972, the ATF became its own bureau under the Treasury Department, then later under the Department of Justice. From a tax agency, the ATF evolved into a major law enforcement agency that has the power to kill American citizens. Randy Weaver, a former Green Beret, had missed a court appearance related to a firearms charge. The charge stemmed from an undercover operation by the ATF. In the initial contact with Weaver, a U.S. Marshal was killed. Shortly after, Weaver's 14-year-old son, Sammy, was shot and killed during an exchange of gunfire. Days later, Weaver's wife, Vicky, was shot in the head by an FBI sniper while holding their infant daughter. The federal agents' engagement orders at the time were later ruled to be unconstitutional. Among them, a directive to shoot on sight and use deadly force if necessary. Randy Weaver eventually surrendered. In court, he was acquitted of all charges related to the deaths of the federal agents. The case exposed major procedural failures and excessive force by federal authorities. Public reaction was strong. Many saw Ruby Ridge as a symbol of government overreach, and criticism of the ATF escalated significantly in the months that followed. But the controversy didn't end there. In 1993, the ATF carried out a raid on the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas. The group was suspected of possessing illegal weapons. On the first day of the raid, 4 federal agents and 6 Davidians were killed. This marks the beginning of a 51-day siege. The standoff ended on April 19th, when a fire engulfed the compound. 76 people were burned alive, including women and children. Questions remain about the cause of the fire. Federal agents claim it was started internally by the Branch Davidians. Surviving Branch Davidians say the tear gas used by the federal agents started the fire. Regardless of who started the fire, the ATF once again was caught initiating the use of lethal force that resulted in the deaths of innocent women and children. While Waco and Ruby Ridge did cause tremendous public outcry and some reforms were proposed, nothing fundamentally changed inside the ATF. Fast forward to the Obama administration, to one of the ATF's most recent blunders, Operation Fast and Furious. Launched under the Attorney General Eric Holder, the idea was to let illegal gun sales happen in the U.S. so agents could trace the weapons to Mexican drug cartels. Sounds simple, except it went horribly wrong. Instead of tracking the guns, the ATF lost thousands of them almost immediately. These weren't just disappearing into thin air either. They started showing up at crime scenes all across Mexico and the U.S., fueling cartel violence rather than stopping it. Public outrage exploded. Investigations revealed a shocking lack of oversight and led to Attorney General Holder being held in contempt of Congress, a historic first. Even today, no one's really sure who greenlit the riskiest part of the operation. In the end, a program meant to cripple the cartel instead handed them thousands of weapons and left another permanent stain on the ATF's reputation. That's why we at Texas Gun Rights are drawing a line in the sand. We're saying enough is enough. The ATF is beyond reform. The corruption and abuse of power are embedded in its culture. No Americans should have to live in fear of government agencies raiding their home or business for something they legally purchased. No one should be turned into a criminal because the rules were changed after the fact. And make no mistake, the Second Amendment wasn't written to ensure government control. It was written to limit it, to instill a healthy fear in those who seek to control the people rather than serve them. That's why we're calling on Congress to do what must be done: abolish the ATF. Visit TexasGunRights.org and stand with us as we defend liberty and restore the Constitution.